What's the thing you wish the opposite gender would stop doing? My wife and I are divorcing and she is genuinely surprised I haven't been trying to get laid at every second. Like, yeah, no mate, I had eyes for you and you got me going all the time, but I don't like hookups and she knew that, so why she was so surprised blew my mind, lol. Same. Back in my wilder days and before I met my wife, I would hook up with acquaintances or strangers fairly regularly. It left me feeling so empty inside and depressed. Like, yay, I got laid and it was fun, but it felt so transactional. Not that I was paying for sex, but that's the closest way I can describe it. Life is way better now and I gladly threw away the chance to have okay sex with many different people in order to have earth-shattering, mind-warping sex with one person I immensely care about. I'm a married, 48-year-old, male nurse and father of 5, please don't stroke me, grab my muscles, bum, etc., and make lewd. Oh, I like a man in a uniform, or you can stick your thermometer anywhere you like, big boy. Comments. Just let me do my fucking job. Imagine if a man did it to a female nurse. Paramedic here. I've had my crotch grabbed way I too many times. Been hit on, kissed forcefully while trying to start and for, etc. Shit gets old. And I'm not even that attractive compared to most of my engine company. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I needed medical help after walking 26 miles for the Avon walk. I had a potassium deficiency and was a total mess. I do remember the volunteer doctor being Hollywood level handsome. I remember being a little embarrassed by the state I was in. But I can't even fathom making it sexual. Dude's there to do a job. He deserves to feel comfortable and respected in that space, just like anyone else. WTF women. We should understand this better than anyone. I wish people would stop being surprised that my mother was the extremely abusive one and my father was the better parent. Too many times I get the surprised/questionable look when say my mother was abusive and lost custody. Had someone who would not believe a mother would harm their children and that I'm brainwashed by my dad. Right, and my dad gave me those scars and the judge just decided to let him have us. Mothers can be evil too. Edit. Thank you for the rewards and the responses, it warms my heart to know that people understand. Always hate their your family bullshit in general. Just because you share slightly more genes doesn't mean you're obligated to any more than anything else. I love my grandfather and he is my mom's stepdad. I love my father. I chose those people because they were good to me when nobody else was. Keep good people in your life and remove the toxic ones. Whether they're blood or not. Thanks. I'm a dad in a case just like this and it has been a long road getting my daughter in a good space emotionally. I've been accused of brainwashing too, which is funny when I can barely get them to wash the dishes after themselves, and really had to fight in the courts to get custody. It's so frustrating. Oftentimes, it feels as though the whole world is operating against you and you still have to get the kid through the bad stuff. Your dad is a good man. And I'm sorry that you had to go through what you did. Thanks for everyone's kind words. It was unexpected and well made me feel good. Thanks, everyone. It's rough. I'm older now living on my own, but my father will always be the greatest person I will ever know. I can honestly say I'm alive because of him. My father was accused of abusing us and brainwashing was well. It took him 7 years to get custody of us, but the damage was severe. It does feel like the world is against dads when it comes to custody. You're automatically painted as the villain in the situation and it's terrible. I feel for you, truly do. Even though I'm a stable man now, I still have random burst of a panic attack because of the abuse, and my lower spine is damaged and that is a constant reminder of her. When I have kids of my own I do hope to be like you and my father, good man, good fathers. I do hope for the best with your daughter, and know that even if people cast doubt on you and say harsh things, that I and many others who lived through it believe you're doing the best you can do and that one day your daughter will thank you for it. As I thank you and my father. Holy shit. Same. Even down to my dad being a truck driver and only home on weekends. It's weird sometimes being a girl who didn't grow up with a normal mom. I'm 24 and only learning basic girl things like how to correctly apply makeup. Edit. So many sweet replies of understanding and support. Thankfully I went to Ulta one day, told the consultant what I was looking for product-wise and my budget, and she was wonderful in picking out products. So much love to my fellow ladies who have had to learn all this stuff as an adult. As my therapist has told me many times, sometimes grieving something you never had but wanted is even harder than grieving the loss of something you had. My heart hurts knowing so many other ladies are grieving the mom they never had. One of these days I'm going to check another girly thing off my to-do list and get my nails done at a salon for the first time. Smiley face. Not only as a male, but as a male nurse. Stop touching me all the time. Women are always touching my arm, touching my back, etc. Boundaries, JFC. I've had to tell a few women to stop and they roll their eyes at me because I'm a guy. Fuck off. Am I allowed to touch you whenever I want? Exactly. Edit. Didn't expect more than like 3 people to see this, so I'll just jump in and add that female healthcare workers do have it 10 times worse and deal with shit from co-workers and, especially, patients much more frequently. But it does happen to everyone in this field. I was specifically referring to annoying but ultimately harmless platonic gestures in this post, but it should go without saying that arm touching is not the worst thing that happens to me at work. I hate seeing so many of these comments and posts from nurses. You're in your workplace and you're probably a people person who is good at their job. Doesn't mean anyone has the right to touch you. You literally save lives and help people through some of their hardest times. What the ever-loving fuck. I'm so sorry you have to deal with creeps. I work outside the hospital and at least once a week I get told how lucky I am to work there with all the hot young women around, like I didn't just push a fat old man with fucking bread mold on his legs into the hospital. Edit. And now that this is getting attention, I'd like to inform everyone he itched his shins with the same cane handle I touched when he handed it to me. Also, it's called sporotrichosis and the fungus is closer to bread mold DNA-wise than like house mold. I was a single dad for a good few years until I met my, now, wife. I always brought my daughter into school or daycare bathed and hair done in a good ponytail or braids, etc. One of her daycare workers asked me once why her mom never picks her up. I told them her mother is a drug addict who lives in another state. I'm the only family my daughter has here. Oh, who does her hair in the mornings? I do. I was at a festival back in August with my family. Family friendly and it's always good. My youngest decided to have a breakdown and I took her away to calm her down. 3 different women tried to take over from me parenting my daughter and one just grabbed her and sat her on her knee, and when I asked her what she was doing, she scowled at me and turned her back on me, so I couldn't see my daughter. As you can imagine, I went fucking mental. Used to work nights, so when I had the kids and the courts didn't excuse the ex just not showing, I would take them to the park and we would play. I had more than one call about a strange male at the park playing with kids and police show up and having to prove they were my kids. Women are fast to assume any male that plays with kids and is not at work or home drinking is somehow a child molester. I had to explain to my friend why her kid's preschool teacher was grilling her over who I was, as her kids get excited when I come over for dinner. I go to their house once in a while to cook/eat dinner/hang out with her and her husband, kids, dogs, etc. We've been friends since high school, so it's not a big deal. Had to explain to her why the preschool teacher was grilling her over who I was, as she thinks a man in their house where the kids get excited and talk about me/our dinner plans is a molester or something. Oddly, I never got this, but it might be that because I'm Asian and my kids are too, it's more obvious that they are mine? Or I don't know, because they run to me and call me daddy might be a giveaway. Or maybe it was the way that they'd run to the sandbox and the way I slumped into a park bench screamed very tired parent. But it was probably that we are Asian, so it adds a sort of visual, racist, connection. I just recently quit my job and became a SAHD. It was a mutual agreement between the wife and I. First, I worked my ass off while she got everything she needed to start up her business. Now that her business took off, I'm the one staying at home so my wife can concentrate solely on growing her business. It's still scary to me though. I've never not had a job and this is all new to me. On the other hand, I was working so much that I had to be away days at a time and miss holidays and the kids' school stuff. The kids are happy that I'm actually around now. So even though nobody else in our lives gets it, I guess fuck 'em. I feel as though I was given a chance to actually be present in my kids' lives and watch them grow up outside of FaceTime. Same here. Biracial kids. I take my son to the park. He decides to have a meltdown as little kids occasionally do. I pick him up and start walking to my car while talking to my kid and trying to settle him, and the women in the park start freaking out, taking pictures of me, and threatening to call police. It's not like I walked into the park not 10 minutes earlier with my kid and spent the 10 minutes playing with him all while getting the stink eye from those same people or anything. Grrrrrrr. Same here, my kid is biracial too and looks more like a very tan white kid than Asian. I'm the Asian one. I follow him around like a hawk at the park because he is overzealous in what playground equipment he can independently handle at a little under 3. I have definitely gotten some looks like I'm the world's worst baby kidnapper by very obviously following around a specific child, where it makes 100x more sense that the kid I'm following is my child. This is similar to my experience, too. Was very shocking the first time it happened that I was left speechless. I started to overthink it honestly, and when I realized I don't have a way to affirmatively prove that this is my baby, it made me extremely nervous to take her out by myself. I know it's a bit irrational, yet I'm glad my kids are old enough now that it's clear they're comfortable around me and I'm their father. When my daughter was learning to walk, I'd put her in overalls as much as her mom would let me. They were ugly but they were sturdy and I could hold the shoulder straps, and you get the point. Some Karen came out of nowhere and crouched in front of my daughter while I was letting her walk, and just scooped my kid up like it was hers. Fortunately, overalls work like a luggage handle, so I was able to grab my daughter and carry her away like a duffel bag. My daughter loved it. Karen not so much. A friend of mine, whenever someone says this to him, says, "Yeah, my wife had the audacity to die, so I'm on babysitting duty." Edit, I should have mentioned that his wife isn't actually dead. He just says this to shut up ignorant people who, through their words, demonstrate their belief that fathers cannot be parents. Edit 2, a lot of people have commented that you will steal this. Please do. People who would make a comment like this deserve nothing but shame. If a lie will make them realize it, then fine. If a truth will make them realize it, so much the better. Fathers are parents, not babysitters. Stop shaming men for having feelings, and being caring. Let's elevate our interactions, rather than dragging them down, in the name of comedy. The second to last thing of enjoying feminine things. I fucking love getting a pedicure as a dude. You don't need to get your toenails painted and I can get my calloused working feet smoothed out and a leg and foot massage while the chair massages my back. If anyone says you're feminine for enjoying a massage, they've got some mental issues to work out. Also on that note, getting some fresh fucking flowers in the house is fantastic. It smells nice, freshens up the air, and looks good on the table. Ladies would do just as well to buy their guys flowers every so often, just as guys should buy flowers for their gals. The second to last thing of enjoying feminine things. I fucking love getting a pedicure as a dude. You don't need to get your toenails painted and I can get my calloused working feet smoothed out and a leg and foot massage while the chair massages my back. If anyone says you're feminine for enjoying a massage, they've got some mental issues to work out. Also on that note, getting some fresh fucking flowers in the house is fantastic. It smells nice, freshens up the air, and looks good on the table. Ladies would do just as well to buy their guys flowers every so often, just as guys should buy flowers for their gals. I'm actually quite thankful for having learned this lesson at a very young age. Being ugly has its advantages sometimes, lol. Come on, how dense do you think I am? You're not, but many others are. I know people that still absolutely fall for it, and I'm not talking about young men either, I'm talking about guys that should have learned this like 30 to 40 years ago. Gonna be honest, not all those guys are dense. Talked to a few guys who I noticed always did this, and a couple of them who were a bit more open actually admitted they know exactly what's happening. But they're okay getting taken advantage of in exchange for a small amount of affection, because that's how crazy starved they are for it. Loveless marriage dudes, divorcees, widowers, or just unlucky lonely dudes. Shitty, but it's a major reason you see it so much. I've seen a lot of men try to play it off like, damn, she took advantage of me. But they knew better and just didn't want to admit that's the real reason they let it happen. Stop interacting with my effing daughters in the store, or any other public place, like you're their damn grandpa. You are a stranger. No, you cannot have their names. No, you cannot tickle them. It literally never happens when my husband is there. Only when we're three ladies rolling solo. Yes, it's way more invasive than a polite comment that I have beautiful children / that we're a beautiful family. That's fine. You are not entitled to force your way into a conversation with a woman alone with her kids that you don't know. It's creepy. It's scary. Don't do it. Yes, it's happened more than once. Stop interacting with my effing daughters in the store, or any other public place, like you're their damn grandpa. You are a stranger. No, you cannot have their names. No, you cannot tickle them. What the dick? That's awful. Earlier in the store I referred to a 10-year-old girl as love in a shop. Worth explaining that here in the UK, it's pretty normal for males to refer to females as love and vice versa. She was next in the queue and didn't realize, so from behind I pointed and said, go on, love, and I actually looked around the store after that in case people thought it was weird. I can't imagine wanting to tickle a child, or even make any contact with them really. I've never even met, let alone fucking asking if I can. What a messed up world we live in. I understand the my love part, haha. I had a theater teacher in high school and he always referred to the whole class as gang or kids instead of class. So like instead of alright class he would start the beginning of every class / rehearsal with hey, kids, / okay gang, here's the plan. Called all the boys kid / kiddo. Called all the girls love / my love. It was never creepy when he did it, and we live in the US. I think when someone is being genuine and doesn't have any creepy intentions, you can tell. We could tell he wasn't meaning it in a creepy way, so it never bothered us. I know this is a joke, but I've worn a kilt several times and holy fuck, the number of people who tried lifting it up was appalling, and sadly, in my case, it was all women who did it too. Thankfully, I always wore gym shorts under it because my dad warned me about people getting a little too curious. By the third time I put my kilt on, I started telling the women trying to lift up my kilt, how would you feel if I did that to you? Or I'll tell you what, if you're okay with it, you pull up your skirt and I'll pull up my kilt, fair trade. I got called a pervert quite a few times for that, but I was really sick of people trying to do it. I just wanted to celebrate my Scottishness in peace. So a pro tip to anyone, keep your hands to yourself. I don't know if it's just because I get lucky and keep meeting the same type of girl, but expecting the guy to do everything on the date for you. Like making the first move or even keeping the conversation going. There are two people on this date, so there should be two people willing to actively taking part in it and any possible relationship that might result from it. Again, I'm sure not all women are like this, but given my experiences all I can say is it's freaking annoying and hypocritical as frick in 2021.